Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Happy Family Life Creations Baking Recipes. Today, we're going to make some delicious, fluffy ragi wheat cupcakes and also some vanilla, almond, or coconut cupcakes. We all want to give our families healthy desserts or meals these days, and this is perfect. Ragi is rich in calcium, iron, and protein, and it has a special flavor and texture. Coconut flour and wheat flours are equally healthy and nutrient rich, full of iron and vitamin E. The best part of all these flours are they are all gluten free. One of my customers had actually requested me to make it for a party. So now we're going to start by placing the cupcake liners on the greased muffin tray. We need to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius for around 10 minutes. And then you can see my little girl's hand over there as she wants to always help me in the baking recipes. So we're going to start off with our first cupcakes, which is the Ragi chocolate wheat cupcakes. And as you can see, we're going to start with 1.5 cups of Ragi, or which is also well known as finger millet flour, into our measuring cup and into the sieve. And we also take equal amounts of wheat flour, the whole wheat flour, which is leveled by either a butter knife or any leveling spoon. It's very important to level our cups because we don't want it to be scooped up or heaped up. So yes, let me please do that first. After the sifting of the flours, we add 1 leveled tablespoon of baking powder. Baking powder gives it the lift for the cupcakes. And then next we add 1 level teaspoon of baking soda, which gives the air and the moistness inside the cupcakes. And then we're going to add cornstarch, which gives a good texture to cupcakes. It makes it more fluffier and richness for the cupcakes. I have added it for the other cupcakes also, which I've done. Around 3 tablespoons of that. Then we add 2/3 cups of cocoa flour. Like 2 times we add 1/3 cups of cocoa flour. Cocoa flour we definitely need to sieve it because there tends to be a lot of lumps in it, and we need to sift it nicely through the sieve. We gently fold the dry flours, that is the ragi, wheat, baking powder, soda, and cocoa and salt together. Now we move on to the wet ingredients. We're adding around 1/2 to 3/4 cups of melted salted room temperature butter. This is room temperature. You can just microwave it. It'll put at 30 seconds to make it soft. And then we add around 1/2 cup of regular canola oil. Let's not tend to use olive oil over here, and coconut will give a different flavor. So let's stick to the regular sunflower canola oil. 1/2 cup of that. So it's almost 1 cup of fattening or shortening. We're almost going to make around 30 cupcakes. Then we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. We are going to use a mixture of both regular white sugar and palm sugar. The brown sugar, if you want, you can use it, but I'm using the healthy version, which is jaggery, or which is known as palm sugar. If you don't have it, you can use the brown sugar. So yeah, let's go and beat these 2 mixtures together till it's light and fluffy. So make sure that you're scraping the sides when you're beating it. As you can see, it's almost whipped and fluffy and moist, and has its palm sugar. It won't have a white or cream color. Now it's time to add a little bit of honey. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons, and this is raw honey, which I had got it from the farm. And honey gives it a nice sweet as well as different kind of taste and texture, and it's healthy. So yeah, I don't know, I've not tried like using it instead of white sugar, but yeah, I'm going to add around 2 to 3 tablespoons of our beautiful honey, which I'm going to oil and grease my cup over here so that it comes out easily. So as you can see, now it's coming out very easily. It doesn't have anything stuck in the measuring cup.
lemon, and then whisk.
Next we're going to add our eggs after we had that beaten up nicely. We're going to add almost 3 to 5 eggs, because as I said, this is for 30 to 35 cupcakes. So one by one we're going to whisk in each egg, not all together, around 10 to 15 seconds for each egg. So let's go ahead and do that. Then we go ahead and add a half cup of buttermilk. Buttermilk was nothing but adding around half cup or 3/4 cup of regular milk with half teaspoon of vinegar. I have added a little bit of evaporated milk to it. So you can overall use 1 cup of milk and half teaspoon of vinegar, and then we set it for around 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we're going to add 1 good teaspoon of or 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla extract or bean paste. I'm using vanilla bean paste. It gives more flavor, as you can see, and then we go ahead and nicely beat that together. Next we alternate between the dry ingredients and the buttermilk, and we just go ahead and alternately make it into a nice smooth batter. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to add in the dry ingredients with the alteration of the buttermilk. So you can see that it is a nice smooth fluffy batter over here. And after this we're gonna just keep mixing all of the dry ingredients. Yeah, almost I forgot to tell you that you can also add around 1/4 cup of hot boiling water with little 1 tablespoon of coffee espresso, which will give a good, very enhanced flavor in chocolate cupcakes. So after this we're going to just bind this all together and scoop them into the greased cupcake liners and bake them in the 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 18 to 20 minutes. I was not able to shoot the last part, but then after the cupcakes are baked for those minutes, it comes out beautifully, nicely cracked tops and all. So yeah, and then after that I'm going to show you quickly the frosting recipe also. The description for this in the link below. So this is just, I have dark chocolate. You can use either dark chocolate or milk chocolate. I used a mix of milk and dark, so around 400 grams of chopped or chunks of chocolate with half cup of coconut cream. So for coconut cream, if you're buying a tinned one, make sure you put it in the fridge overnight, or at least 2-3 hours in the fridge before you open the can. And be very careful, just scoop the cream from the top, because the water will be in the down and you don't need that for the whisking of the chocolate with the coconut cream or anything. A little bit of vanilla essence, a little bit of butter 1 to 2 tablespoons of that, and yeah, put it in a microwave for around 30 seconds of interval. Just put this in the fridge for a couple of hours, if possible overnight, and this becomes a nice thick ganache. At least 6 hours, and then you can frost your cupcakes and add all the flavors you want. And I used a star strip or rosette kind of nozzle for this one. So yeah, and this is the end product over here. So enjoy, and please do give it a try how it goes. So now let's get on started with our vanilla coconut cupcakes with coconut cream cheese frosting. So in the beginning we're going to add 2 cups of wheat flour. You can use the alternate of all-purpose flour. So we're just measuring 2 cups of wheat flour. I'm just going to add this directly because it's already measured. And we're also going to add 1 cup of organic coconut flour. I'll just show you what kind of the one I'm using. It is an alternate to any other flours, like in gluten-free especially. Coconut flour is really good, and you can also replace this with almond flour. So I'm using Bob's Red Mill one. It's very flavorful. Next we add 1 tablespoon of leveled baking powder, just as in the other Ragi cupcakes, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda again, and a little teaspoon of salt after this. If possible, you have to sieve this twice or thrice so that no lumps are there. Next we add 1 cup or almost 3/4 cups of desiccated coconut flour. You just can crush it in the grinder, and it gives a nice flavor and texture to the cupcakes again. Yeah, so that's around 1 cup of that, and we're gonna just whisk this all together. Next, we go ahead and start with our wet ingredients. We are starting with half to 3/4 cups of softened room temperature butter. So we add that into the bowl, and to that we're going to add around almost 1 cup of regular white sugar. As this is vanilla coconut sugars, we stick on to the regular white sugar. If you are really conscious and healthy, you can use jaggery or the palm sugar and other alternatives of sugar. So right now I'm adding 1 cup. Next we add around half a cup of regular oil, sunflower oil. So altogether we have around 1 cup of fattening. And now we're going to whisk all of this till it's nice and fluffy and moist. So let's go ahead and do that. So go ahead and scrape the sides of the bowl so that we have everything nicely incorporated. You don't want anything stuck onto the pan. And you can see as it is now, it's nice and fluffy. So next step is we're going to add in 3 to 4 large eggs. Again, as I said, 10 to 15 seconds in between, alternating each one at a time. So go ahead with that. Next we go ahead and add around half a teaspoon of coconut extract, and if you can't get this, you can be able to also add almond essence. And then we have around a good teaspoon or a half tablespoon of vanilla essence. Here I'm using half a teaspoon of vanilla bean extract, which is more flavor. So a good amount of a tiny amount of that will go a long way. And we go ahead and beat everything together. Next we go add half a cup of coconut milk whisked together. We're using half cup over here, and then later on we'll be adding another 1 cup when we alternate with the dry ingredients. So let's go and beat ahead all of that. Now we start adding our dry ingredients of wheat flour, coconut flour and coconut designated, along with our 1 cup of coconut milk or cream. You can whisk that and then just go ahead and just use a spatula and fold it, or you can use the beater. And I'm gonna add a little bit of extra milk, regular milk, or you can just go ahead and add coconut milk, because if the mixture is too dry, it won't work out well. After the batter is all incorporated, we scoop around 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of the beautiful mixture batter into the lined and greased cupcake liners, around 3/4 cups filled, and we bake this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 18 to 21 minutes, and then we get our beautiful cupcakes done.
This goes into the preheat.
Vanilla cream cheese frosting. We have a cream cheese block, a half cup of softened butter, again a coconut cream, as I told you. Put in the fridge and let the water come down and let the cream be on the top. 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla essence, if possible coconut essence, but I'm not using coconut essence over here. I'm using a coconut cream here, and then 1 to 1.5 cups of icing sugar and a little pinch of salt. So let's get whisking. We give a beat for all the ingredients for the frosting, cream cheese, butter, icing sugar, coconut cream and vanilla essence for around a couple of seconds, and then we put it in the fridge for a couple of hours again, and it'll be nicely thickened up, and we frost it on the cupcakes just as we shown in the pictures out there. So I hope you guys really do enjoy and try these recipes. It was a super hit and my customer really loved them. All of them were asking for more, so please do support us by subscribing, liking and sharing, and come back for